children. Now we are going to see about Geography Chapter 4 Air. Jai Gurudev, my dears. Firstly, what do you know about air? As you know, our earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of air called atmosphere, isn't it? This atmosphere is necessary for our survival. This has the air we breathe, and it also protects us from the harmful effects of the sun rays. So this atmosphere consists of air that has mixture of many gases. Firstly, we could see it has nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, and many other gases. So nitrogen and the oxygen are the bulk gas present in the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide, helium, ozone, argon, hydrogen, these gases are less in count. So, apart from all these gases, the tiny dust particles were also present in the air. You could see that. And nitrogen, we now coming to speak about nitrogen. Nitrogen, is it has any purpose to be present in atmosphere? Yeah, it's a plentiful gas, that is nearly 78% of the air consists of nitrogen. So what is the purpose of this means? We inhale, we take some amount of nitrogen into our lungs and we exhale it. But plants need nitrogen for their survival. Yes, of course, they cannot take it directly from the air, but bacteria which live in the soil and roots of some plants take nitrogen from the air and change its form and it use it. Then next is second plentiful gas in the atmosphere is oxygen, with which we as well as animals take oxygen from the air as we breathe. Green plants produce oxygen during photosynthesis. As you know, the process of photosynthesis already, I think. In this way, the oxygen content in the air remains constant. If we cut the trees, it may cause imbalance of getting oxygen. So, carbon dioxide is next another important gas. Green plants use carbon dioxide to make their food and release oxygen during the process of photosynthesis. As you know already, the same thing I am repeating. And human beings and animals release carbon dioxide that is equal to the amount used by the plants, which make a perfect balance. This balance is upset by burning fuels, coals and oils. Nowadays we have a lot of pollution, isn't it? So this may cause air imbalance and we may get polluted air for breathe even. So these also cause climatic changes in the atmosphere of the earth also. So the next we are going to see about the structure of atmosphere. You could see here. First is we'll speak about from top to bottom. Exosphere. Exosphere is the topmost layer, that is uppermost layer of the atmosphere. It has very thin air. Light gases like helium, hydrogen float on the space from here. So the survival is not possible here. And next is thermosphere. It extends 80 to 400 kilometers. It is below to exosphere, and it is ionosphere is also the part of this layer. And next here only radio waves transmitted from the earth or reflected back to the earth by this layer only. This layer helps for radio transmission here. And mesosphere. So it's below to thermosphere. Here meteorites, which burnt up in this layer when they entering from the space, entering into the mesosphere from the space, which will be burnt here. And it is a height of 80 kilometer. And below to that is stratosphere. This layer is almost free from clouds. So, and also weather phenomenon. This may not applicable here in stratosphere, and it extends up to the height of 50 kilometers. And so it contains the ozone gas, so which protects us from the harmful sun rays, that is UV, ultraviolet rays. And below to that is troposphere, where we are living, and the climatic changes, rainfall, fog, hailstorm, all this occur in this layer. It is all about from the ground it is 13 kilometer. So these are the structure of atmosphere. I'll show you even the picture of this. You just look into this picture. You see troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere. Above to that is exosphere. The next. Next we'll speak about temperature. As you know, during sunny days the temperature will be so high, it is so hot, we used to say. Before moving on to the temperature, we wanted to know about weather and climate. Weather is nothing but day-to-day changes that is occurring in the atmosphere. For example, we could say today is so sunny, today is so cool, like that. It is keep on changing. With climate, the average weather condition of the place for a longer period of time. If for the entire year, about 6 months, the same weather condition is occurring in a place, that becomes a climate of a place. That you have already came across, I think. And the next is temperature. The factor influences the distribution of temperature is insolation, that is amount of solar energy, that is the heat entering into the earth. Okay, with this insolation only we can guess what is the temperature. So this insolation decreases from the equator towards the pole, so that only polar region like North Pole and South Pole will be very cooler. There may be very less temperature, like minus degree Celsius there will be. So this is why the reason due to the insolation, amount of solar energy received by the polar regions is very low as compared to the equatorial region. Remember, we are living in northern hemisphere of our earth. And the next says air pressure. So before moving into air pressure, you wanted to know first what is sea breeze and land breeze. Let me show you a video about it, so that you can easily come to know about it. So
land and sea breeze.
Here you could see.
Sea breeze is the wind developed.
Here you could see when the air blows, land will be at first get heated, and the air in the land surface will be heated, and it expands and it moves up. This space will be filled by the air which is present in seashore side, because the water takes time to get heater as compared to the land area. So the cold air enter into the land area, which is called as sea breeze. And during night time you could see the land gets chilled down, that is cooled down very sooner as compared to the sea. So at that time the air so there will be high pressure, and now the air from land will be entering into the seaside. So that is called as land breeze. So land breeze will occur during night time, whereas sea breeze will occur during the daytime. So to know about this very simply, in in the land area, the pressure which will cause low pressure. When will we get low pressure? It means when the temperature is high, when the heat we are receiving from the sun is becoming higher, the same time that pressure will be getting low. So due to low pressure only there will be cloudy sky, that is wet weather that may occur. When the temperature is low, the pressure will be high. That is what during daytime you could see in seashore side. The actually there the temperature will be very low, because as it is water is getting it will take time to get heated with the help due to sun rays. So what happens in the seashore side, it will take time to get heater. So there occurs high pressure. So when the air in the high pressure, the air will be becoming dense and that may not rise up. Okay, but if the air gets lighter when it receives much of temperature. So in the land area, what happens when it in the land area, if the land gets higher of temperature, the air will blows up. So the space between the air, that space will be filled by the sea breeze. So at that time it may occur cloudy sky, wet weather, sometimes rainfall that may cause. But during the low temperature we may get clear sky, sunny sky we may get. Okay, low temperature means there will be high pressure, so the air may not goes up to for the formation of clouds. So what happens here, this will be very clear sky, that's what that will happen. So with this explanation, the pressure exerted by the weight of the air on the earth's surface. So as you know, air has weight, isn't it? When you blow up a balloon, the air will expand, isn't it? So the pressure we have due to air pressure, only we people are standing steady in the land. Okay, so during high pressure, I told you, no, the high pressure is found at sea level, and low pressure occurs at the atmosphere. And low pressure is associated with cloudy skies. I told you, no, when there is low pressure, the temperature will be high, so the air will get lighter and it moves up and it forms clouds. So the air from the sea side that will enter into the space between that, and it causes wet weather. So high, when it is an, I told you, know, when the low air pressure occurs when the high temperature is there in the atmosphere. This is all about air pressure, my dears, and let us move on to wind. So wind, the movement of the air from high pressure area to the low pressure area is called as wind. As you know, high pressure area means it may occur in sea level, and the low pressure area will occur in land. So if the air moves from sea to land, that movement is called as wind. So as dry leaves down to the pavement and uproots of the trees during a storm, you could see that is the movement of the wind as it blows. Okay, so wind is categorized into three. One is permanent, seasonal, and local winds. Permanent winds are nothing but throughout the year the wind will be blowing constantly in one particular direction. For example, westerlies and easterlies. Westerlies means nothing but the western wind. Easterly is nothing but eastern wind, which will be causing the wind will blow from poles to the equator. Mostly wind will the movement of the wind will be from west to east. This is what happens. This will be constantly keep on blowing throughout the year, which is called as permanent winds. Next is seasonal wind. This is occur during a particular season. For example, we will be facing monsoon season. So at this time, the monsoon season, during monsoon season, in the particular months only we will be receiving wind from the particular direction. After that we may not receive. That is called as seasonal wind. And the next is local winds, is otherwise called as slew. So land breeze, sea breeze, now we spoke about, no, that are called as local winds. If you go apart from sea or desert side, you may not receive the same kind of atmosphere. So so these are called as local winds. During only this blow only during the particular period of the day or a year, in the small area, around the small area. Okay, so it will, if you go beyond to the limit, means you may not receive such kind of wind. Those are called as slew or local winds. The next is rainfall. So as you know, the precipitation that comes down to the earth in the form of rainfall, in the liquid form is called as rainfall. Rainfall is categorized into three types. One is cyclonic and relief and convectional. As you know, cyclonic rainfall we will receive when the warm and cold air meets. Okay, this may occur in subtropical and tropical regions. Relief rainfall in the mountainous area. Yeah, the rainfall will be we will be receiving constant rainfall time to time. Okay, so formation of clouds and the water cycle, you know, the evaporation of water vapor and formation of clouds and coming down in the form of rain, all these things happen when we live near the mountainous area or near which is nearby to the watery area, that is like seashore, like that. So we will, relief means nothing but we will be receiving constant rainfall in the mountainous area in the western side, because the already I told you, know, the wind will be blowing from west to east. So the mountains which are all in the left western side, facing western side, will be facing very good rainfall, the lands will be very fertile. But the opposite to the direction of the mountain will be receiving very dry climate, very dry weather. Okay, this is the thing. And the next is convectional rainfall. Convectional rainfall means nothing but during summer season we will be receiving rainfall, no. Due to the high temperature we are receiving, it causes low pressure and we may get thunderstorm, and suddenly it causes rainfall. Okay, that is unexpected rainfall, that is called convectional rain. So rainfall is very important for our survival of as well as the survival of plants and animals. It brings fresh water to the earth's surface. So if rainfall is very less, that may occur water scarcity, and if it is more, it may cause floods also. So it should be in a balanced way. So if the air is not get polluted, all this weather condition will happens in a balanced way, so we can live a prosperous life on the surface of the earth. This is what, dears, all about in this lesson, and you will see detail about water cycle process and how it forms rainfall in the next chapter. And this is all about this chapter, and let me show you a video for this. I already told you, know, the composition of atmosphere, what are all the gases are there, that is that composition I have given here. That is nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and other gases, how much percentage it is there in the atmosphere is also given. I'll show you on another video, so which will be helpful for you. See, this video consists of see, I told you, know, land side there will be low pressure and high pressure will be there in blue color, which is seaside. The water will be, sorry, the wind will be blowing from high pressure area to the low pressure area, the movement of the air. See the below letters which are showing here. Okay, a wind is named after the direction from the way it flows from Okay, from westerly, that is west to east it will flow. And types of winds I told you know, permanent wind, periodic winds, local winds. So the wind which blows throughout the year, I told you know, these all the things I have told you already. This is for further understanding. Just see the words given below and look at the picture. Okay, prevailing winds or planetary winds, that is blowing from before you have seen no, from high pressure area to the low pressure area, that is called as permanent winds. They are also called as trade winds, polar winds. And see this picture, from the polar region it will be keep on blowing, and see how the wind blows. Okay, this picture will depict you. Okay, we are in northern hemisphere, so we are receiving westerlies from west to east. And the next is so this is how the wind blows. And this picture is also in a book. I'll send you the ebook so that you can easily find see the things. And so this is called as, through in a particular area the wind is blowing in a particular period of time, means that is called as seasonal wind. That is due to unequal heating, that are called as monsoons. So monsoon, because we will get an imbalanced heating of the land surface, so that we will be receiving monsoon winds in our area, in nearly Central Asia, in Asian continent. See, so there are different types of land breeze and sea breeze in the form of local wind. I told you know, when the land area gets heated, the air will move up. So the air from the high pressure area, from the sea, that will be fill the place in the land, that is called as sea breeze. That is what given here. See the arrow mark and read out, the local pressure area develops over the land. So the wind begins to blow from sea to the land, that is known as sea breeze. And during night time it is vice versa, so that the sea water releases heat very slowly, so that the air from the land moves to sea, that is called as land breeze. So my dear children, you wanted to have the difference between pressure as well as the temperature. Okay, that is the thing. If there is low pressure, the temperature will be high. If there is high pressure, the temperature will be low. Keep in mind this, so that you will be fine, it is easy to understand. Okay, this is what happens in I told you no relief rainfall during that. So this is what happens. So you see how mountainous area from the western side will be receiving, so wind will be blowing, and it will be very fertile when it is compared to the other part of the mountain, which is we have seen in the last thing. Thank you, dears.